Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. It's Serbia versus Costa Rica in another live stream watch along. I hope you're all doing very well. Another day of World Cup content. Very good day yesterday. Enjoyed it. A lot of people thought Croatia Nigeria was a boring game. I thought it was good. Milinkovic-Savic, obviously very interesting from a Manchester United point of view. Just done a video on Milinkovic-Savic on the United stand actually, so it may not be totally a nailed on signing for United when his dad's saying what he said, but you can watch that a little bit later if you want to. But we are probably not even bloody live. Let's have a look. We should be. Yeah, we are live. Great. Okay. It's just messing up a little bit. Yes, we're live. Great. I didn't think I was live. I thought I wasn't live. Loving the World Cup so far, says Luca. Mark, thoughts on Mourinho as a pundit, says Michael Hubbard. My only thoughts on Mourinho, what he does as a Manchester United manager, couldn't give two hoots what he does as a pundit, to be honest, unless there's something of interest. Was fortunate to watch Savic at the Under-19 World Cup here in New Zealand a couple of years ago. What a player he was. Stood out head and shoulders above disappointing. He will play all his football in Spain, says Lucas Taylor. Well, let's see. A lot of people probably haven't seen a lot of Milinkovic-Savic, have they, in the last year when he's been mentioned quite a lot. So if you haven't seen him before, it's going to be a very interesting game. I also think from a non-Milinkovic-Savic area, there's a lot of players that you're going to know. Mitrovic at Newcastle, Matic, obviously, Manchester United, Kolarov, formerly Man City, Ivanovic, formerly of Chelsea. So a lot of players that you're going to recognise. Milinkovic-Savic, obviously, is going to play. But they're a bit like Croatia. They're a team that's very much worth keeping your eye on. They're in the same group as Brazil-Switzerland. Obviously, I'm doing Brazil-Switzerland tonight at 7 o'clock. Really looking forward to that, considering Switzerland are ranked number 6 in the world against Brazil, who are some people's favourites. So that's going to be a very interesting game. But in relation to this game, some people feel that Serbia could be a bit of a dark horse in this tournament. So let's see how it goes. What games am I doing today, Callum? I'm doing this, and I'm doing Brazil-Switzerland. Germany-Mexico is going to be an absolute cracker. Xander's doing that one at 4 o'clock. So we've got all 3 games covered as again. I'm loving the World Cup. Yes, fought the boys. Yeah, really am. And Natasic, says Ryan Curry. Yes. Why are we running behind Savic if he doesn't want to come, says Rahul. Well, we can talk about Savic a little bit more during the games. And yo. Please do share the video, drop a like on the video, and subscribe to the channel. You've hit us at a very interesting time. If we can get some newbies on the stream today, we are 6 subscribers away from 35,000 subscribers, as you can see in the bottom right hand corner, and that's where you need to subscribe, bottom right hand corner. But that number needs to go up, and we can surpass 35,000 on the Serbia stream. What Master says he's from Serbia. Well, give us your thoughts. If you know a lot about Serbia, how far do you think they can go? They're certainly considered to be a bit of a dark horse of the tournament. I predict that they'll probably be playing Germany in the first knockout stage, and I think they could knock them out. So I've been calling that for a while. No Chinese for me today, Pankaj. I've just had a lovely lasagna. You can't beat it. The Savic thing has you in a bad mood, says Isaac. No, it doesn't really, because if Manchester United are too stupid to go and get him, that's up to them. And maybe today we'll watch him and people will go, don't know what all the fuss is all about. But I watch a lot of Italian football and I think he's good. I mean, he could flop coming to the Premier League. It is a slower league, Italian. But I think it'd be a very good signing for United. You can make your mind up if you want. George Kyle says the usual suspects are on the watch along already. The true ultras of the channel. Yep. Remember, we're doing every single game on the World Cup as a watch-along, so join the ultras, as George Kyle says, and get involved. I know it's not possible for everybody to watch every game, especially on Sunday you might have things going on, but we are always going to be covering every game, so if you're not getting notifications or whatever, don't worry about it. The streams are set up way before we go live. Get in the live comments. We're always going to be here doing it, so get involved. It's massively about you. As a Saints fan, looking forward to seeing Dusan Tadic because he had a poor season. Again, Tam, thanks for that. There are a lot of players in that Serbian team that we will know. Tadic, yes, of course. Brilliant couple of years at Southampton. Not so good last season, but a very, very good player. I can't remember what my score prediction is, but I will check it. And I obviously always tell you once the game's kicked off because it's for Super Brew. Amazing games today, says Cameron McNeil. I think Germany-Mexico is absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. And a big shout out to Even Nolan. I've watched every game so far and watched every watch-along. Well, if you are in that, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Okay. We are about 7 minutes away from kickoff. They're just doing the national anthems at the moment. So there's the team. Stojkovic, Ivanovic, obviously we know him from Chelsea. Tosic, Milinkovic, Kolarov, obviously people know him. Milinkovic, Savic, Miljovic, Matic, Lacic, who's a good player. He is a good player. I don't know who he plays for, but he is a good player. Tadic, as we know, and Mitrovic, who Newcastle fans will know as well. What did I get for Father's Day, says Matt Maloney. I got a nice pack of boxer shorts and some very nice bubble bath, because I like a good bath. All eyes will be on Savic, says Big D. They will. And I really do hope he has a good game. Score predictions for this game, says Mark Young. Get it in there. And Pankaj has watched every game. Mad Marcus has left a nice super chat there. He says, Happy Father's Day, everyone, and happy birthday to Seb, which is my youngest, who is 1 today. So thanks for that, Mad Marcus. That means a lot. Thanks for that. Jelacic plays for Torino, says Bryn. And they only call him Penaldo because Messi can't score, says Matt Maloney. And how... Okay, so we're not quite at kickoff yet, but we're not far off. So get involved. As per usual, we'll be massively about you in the live comments. Give us your score predictions. A lot of eyes will be on the this game today. A lot of eyes will be on this game today. Just looking on Twitter, there's a comment here from Velcho Popovic who says, watch Nikolo Milenkovic in defence. Great young defender, new Vidic. So keep your eye on him. Don't know who he plays for, but there you go. And Sergic says, I'm betting on Savic to score and Serbia to win 2-0. Yeah, I can't remember what I went for, so I honestly can't give you my answer on that. But I will have a look on Super Brew during the stream, which is our World Cup Predictor League, because I got a perfect score last night of 2-0. So we'll see how that goes. We certainly will be seeing how that goes. So please do share the video, get involved. It'd be nice to get over 1,000 people watching. We did for Argentina yesterday, didn't we? We seem to be getting more viewers for the lunchtime games, although I think we'll have a lot of people watching today for the game? Brazil and Germany. I'm looking forward to the Germany game. Also, I think Switzerland could cause a few problems. As I said, ranked number 6 in the tournament, so see how they get on. We're still 3 minutes away from kickoff. Right, I need to get me timer working as well. It's always a little bit of a rush. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. We're very, 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 very close to the 35,000 subscriber mark, which would be great to do that. Not quite going to get it done before kickoff, I don't think, but hopefully we'll pick up a few newbies today. I hope you're enjoying the World Cup streams that we're doing for you. So much football going on. So much football going on. Wesley says this game is dead already. Don't be negative about the teams that you don't know anything about. I mean, Costa Rica were the surprise package of the 2014 World Cup. They were in England's group and they knocked them out. So it could go many, many different ways. We'll have to see. Afternoon, says Frey. Afternoon, Frey. Does Djokovic play? Says Matt Maloney. England versus Argentina World Cup final, says Ryan Newman. I tell you what, you get very good odds on that. I'd give you 1,000 to 1 on that. Bloody hell. And Mark Ellis Sander. So, Costa Rica 0, Serbia 3, says Find Me. Okay, we've gone over 35,000 subscribers, so thanks everybody for that. The substitutes will be coming up in a minute. So keep your eye on Milenkovic then. Is he going to be a new Vidic? Milovicevic plays sort of back as a holding two midfielders with Matic, with Tadic, Lacic on the left and right, Mitrovic up front, and Milinkovic Savic sort of in that more advanced role, which I suppose is right from a United point of view. That probably would be Pogba's thing. I will be doing the final, Stephen O'Brien, of course, will be doing the final. Semi-final, quarter-final, knockout stage, we'll be doing them all. I think I'll... do they still have a third place playoff? We'll let Sander do that one. And I haven't... Pogba's comments, Matthew Stratus, if they're the ones about staying at Manchester United and just wanting to focus on that, then I've read them. Even Nolan says the VAR is amazing. Adding to the World Cup means Peno every game. I don't really like it, to be honest. I've got to be honest. I'd rather maintain the chat and injustice of decisions being down to human error. But each to their own, I suppose. Thanks, Sally Davil Red 7 for the happy birthday thing for Seb. That's nice. And Savic is going to score 2 goals today, says Pancage. Well, it definitely is. Keep your eye on Milinkovic Savic watch, isn't it? Let's see how he goes in this game. And we're off. We're off already. I've missed the bloody timer again. How many seconds are we in? Can only be about 10. Let's start it with that. 10 seconds in. Yes, perfecto. Timer's running for you as well. So we're 18 seconds in. Croatia, sorry, not Croatia. They're close to Serbia. Serbia playing in white, Costa Rica playing in red, and it's an early corner here for Serbia. Numbers to keep an eye on. Somebody just said there. Okay, I'll tell you the squad numbers because I don't actually know what they are myself. Milinkovic Savic is number 20. Matic is number 21. Tadic is number 10, who's the Southampton lad. Lacic is very good. And Navas, of course, is in goal for Costa Rica, so keep your eye on him. Substitutes for both teams. Nobody really stands out to me. Mitrovic getting on the end of the corner there, but it didn't come to anything. So Costa Rica, keep an eye on them. They were half decent in 2014. Certainly can knock the ball about a bit. So nice little bit of turn there. They could be in for a chance here. Has he overcooked it a little bit? Corner ball. Good block by the keeper. He was in. First touch knocked him a little bit wide. It was, if he took that first time, went too close to the keeper there, and a corner. So what we got? Less than 2 minutes in. Both teams have had an opportunity. Good start. And a very interesting point here that Costa Rica, 2014, they topped a group with England, Uruguay and Italy in it. And there's no reason they can't do it today. If you get a good start, you can start to dream bigger. Brazil and Switzerland make up this group. Ooh! Decent cross from Costa Rica there. Striker got on the end of it and headed it straight at the keeper. Anywhere else, and I think the keeper was in trouble there. So Costa Rica have arguably had the first best 2 chances at the start of this game. Decent start. Open game. Long may it continue. Yeah, so number 20 is Milinkovic Savic. Keep your eye out for him, of course. Sure that you will. And that's very true as well. I mean, they did. I knew Italy and England were in their group, but I forgot that Uruguay were in that group. And of course, England went home. I think Suarez was injured, but came on and played well against England anyway. So yeah, keep your eye out for that. Ivanovic bringing it forward, formerly of Chelsea, of course. Another corner for Serbia here. Lacic on it. They got a decent touch on the last one. I've got a funny feeling this is going to be a good game. You know, I don't know why people are quite negative about it. I mean, Germany, Mexico, and Brazil, Switzerland. Obviously, they do have the draw. I understand that, but I think this one could be an interesting game. Lacic with the cross, slightly long on that one, but they'll pick it up over on the left-hand side. There'll be a throw-in. Have a look what people are saying in the live comments. Well, I've got 433 people watching. We had 550 at kickoff. So have people given up on this game already? We're only about 5 minutes in. Come on, Costa Rica, says Adam T. Is Ashley Young going to be starting for England? I haven't seen the England team. I didn't know that maybe it's been leaked. I don't know. I will be. I'm doing the England game tomorrow. Snaps. Yeah. Well, I'm English, aren't I? So I've got to do that. Joy Deep says that Kolarov will get a red today, and Jordan says he's going to go 2-2, but he's loving the watch-alongs so far. I'm glad that people are getting involved in the watch-alongs that we're doing for the World Cup. Obviously it's a massive amount of games to do, but I wish they had this sort of thing when I was a little bit younger, because I used to sit and watch all the games, and it's nice, you know. Some games, they ebb and flow, don't they? And it's nice to have that little interaction with the live comments and feel part of a community during the World Cup, because you only get this every 4 years, and yeah. Kenneth says he's still disappointed Australia didn't beat France. They deserve to win. Interesting group that now, Peru and Denmark. Peru dropping points as well. I mean, arguably, Peru deserved to beat Denmark and Australia deserved to get something out of France, yet Denmark and France win. That's what annoys me a little bit about the World Cup, the status quo grinding out the results. Let me just tell everybody what my score prediction was for this game then now, because it's started. Because I'm playing the World Cup predictor, so I never tell you my score before the game, in case people nick my score. And I think I have moved up the league a little bit. Let's have a look. Serbia just knocking the ball around at the back at the moment. Yes, I'm up to position 155 of 755. Switch it, Milinkovic, there. Here we go. Serbia on the attack. Kolarov shoots from distance. He's got a wonderful left foot, but it may be ageing a little bit. So, my prediction for today is 2-1 to Serbia. And 40% of players are expecting a Serbia win. So yeah, I went 2-1 to Serbia for this game. And let me have a look at the leaderboard. I will show you the leaderboard at half time. I always do that during the World Cup. So, top of the league at the moment with 14.5 points is Nimala 1804. He's doing very, very well. Very well. He's had 3 exact results. Well done, mates. Doing very well. I shall have to double my efforts. Anyway, Costa Rica on the attack at the moment. I think Costa Rica have started off quite well. I just think they're not a very fashionable club, are they? So people assume that they're not that good. But as I said, 2014 topped a group with Uruguay, Italy, and England in it. Yes, everybody's welcome on this channel, as George Kyle said. That's Football's a channel for every fan. So whoever you support, get involved. Doesn't matter, whatever country, whatever club, you're all welcome on here. Kunal, Agent Matic could play a major role for United in the Milinkovic-Savic deal. Yeah, he could. I tell you what, it looks like a glorious day wherever this is in Russia today. Absolutely beaming blue skies. Looks absolutely fantastic. The quintessential World Cup game. Absolutely beautiful. Renegade, I wouldn't want Griezmann at United now. I think he's shown what he is as an individual. You don't really want a player who's so up their own arse at the detriment of the team. You don't want that. The Phil says, Happy Father's Day to all the dads. Yeah, I agree. And Elliot Hobday wants Serbia to win today. Well, Serbia just knocking the ball about a bit at the moment, but final ball, a little bit missing at the moment. Danny Kirsch says, we're missing some class players this year. Sanchez, Dybala, Buffon, Martial. Dybala's there. He's just not been picked yet. He's on the bench, isn't he, for Argentina? Argentina have got such big problems. They've got such good players, but they're so everything goes through Messi, and then the pressure sinks in. Dom, I am, yes. Who do you think will have a better World Cup, Savic or Pogba? Potentially it'll be Pogba because of the players he's got around him, but Milinkovic-Savic, if he had those players around him. Well, let's see. I mean, this is all about keeping an eye on Milinkovic-Savic in this game, isn't it? I mean, it's one thing to do it in Serie A. What's he going to do against different types of teams? Like Costa Rica are going to be a quicker team than most Italian teams. He's got to play Brazil, which is going to be very, very different to what he's used to. But he's played Europa. The thing about Milinkovic-Savic is, yes, he's played in Italy, but he's played a lot of Europa League football as well. Di Maria was rubbish yesterday, I agree. for El Sabi. George Kyle, very quiet from Milinkovic-Savic in the opening exchanges. And has this been the best World Cup you've seen so far, says Matt. No. The best World Cup I saw was 1990 because that was a fantastic World Cup. And actually, it was a very tight World Cup. There wasn't loads of goals in it, but it was just very entertaining. So you can't judge a World Cup. Here we go. Oh, they should have scored there, Costa Rica. Lively little cross to the back post and short corner routine. Little chip to the back post. Serbia, there's nobody there. There are two men back on the line, but Gonzalez heads it over the bar. It's only about 6 yards out. He's got to get that on target. Down low. And he scores. Or if he'd left it for the man behind him, they should have scored there. 2-0 Costa Rica. What's everyone's prediction, says the Phil. George Kyle, 2002 was quite a good World Cup as well. DJJ125, Argentina need to sub Messi sometimes for Dybala. The thing is, you can't sub Messi or Ronaldo, can you? Because the talent they've got is beyond any other player in the world. But I did say it yesterday. I think Argentina would be a better side without Messi in it because they always look to pass to Messi, and when that's in your mind, always give the ball to Messi. How do you play as a team? I mean, with Ronaldo, they don't do it as much. Ronaldo's involved, but everything goes through Messi for Argentina, which also makes it very easy for the opposition because you know everything's going to go through Messi. So they don't play as a team. But you can't not play Messi. Anyway, Serbia on the attack here. That was Milinkovic-Savic. That was a shot, and it was well blocked. It wasn't Milinkovic-Savic with the shot. He was down the right-hand side. Nice little ball into Mitrovic, and the shot got blocked and ends up in the hands of Navas. I agree with Seahoran. They rely way too much on Messi, and they have got a lot of other players. Matt Maloney's got his last exam tomorrow, and England tomorrow. England enter the World Cup. Looking forward to that. Tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Of course, we will be live for that. So do get involved. And free kick. So, quite a good game to be fair. First 15 minutes, Costa Rica have had probably the best 2 chances of the game, and certainly that headed chance was a massive one that they didn't take. Come on, live comments. You're frozen a bit there. Okay. Portugal will win the World Cup. Mark my words, says Jordy. I wouldn't mind Portugal winning the World Cup. I've got no issues with that. That's absolutely fine by me, Jordy. Got no problems with that one at all. Just trying to sort my lights out a little bit. Savage is playing well, says Callum Roberts. Yep, he's on the ball here at the moment. Lovely little turn. See, the thing about Milinkovic-Savic is I don't know whether people have actually watched a lot of him and know what he is. He's the perfect Fellaini replacement. He's not going to sit and anchor your midfield. He's not going to be like small, fast, box-to-box. Go, Ivanovic with the cross there. Navas stretched hand just pounds it to safety. And Costa Rica clear. But it's end-to-end stuff here. Free kick now to Serbia. But yeah, Milinkovic-Savic, there are similarities. He's nothing like Fellaini, but he's similar in where he could be utilised for United. So it's not just the fact that he's a brilliant player, but it's also the fact that let's get Fellaini out of our club and bring in somebody who's got technique, who's good on the ball, and he just operates in that position off the striker, which Pogba doesn't really do. I mean, he's playing well here, Milinkovic-Savic. His touch is brilliant, and he's just tackled in there tenaciously to get the crossover to Lacic. Mitrovic heads it down. Nobody there to pick it up. But good start by Savic. I think he'd just be the perfect Fellaini replacement. So, I mean, it's not going to plan totally. I mean, Serbia, I think, have been a little bit unimpressive defensively. Seahoran says, it's the first time I've watched Savic and he looks as good as the hype. You know what? I'm loving that. Because I've watched a lot of Milinkovic-Savic this season and last season. And because I watch a lot of Italian football. George, I should give £1 for every time I say that. But I know there's people out there, we don't need Milinkovic-Savic, 100 million, whatever. But I know a lot of people won't have actually seen him play either. They might have seen YouTube clips. And that's why I hope there's a few people who are watching this stream or watching this game today and actually watching him play. Because it's not just, United have been linked to players in the past. Let's get Neymar, let's get this, let's get that. For me, and a lot of people who know what Milinkovic-Savic is about, it's actually based on he would fit us perfectly. He's got everything we want as United fans, but he's also exactly what Mourinho would want. He's tall, he's strong, he's a battler, but on top of that, he's got great technique for a tall guy. He's got a great passing range. He can score goals. He puts a tackle in. He gets a lot of yellow cards. He's got a lot of things. Mateus Mori says, hello from Brazil. Hello, pal. I hope you're joining us at 7 o'clock tonight. Really excited to see the Brazilian debut in the World Cup. A new Brazil in the World Cup as well. I think, obviously, the 2014 side in Brazil it went horribly, horribly wrong. They've rebuilt that team, and I'm very excited to see how they're going to do. Kareem, thanks for the contribution. He says Savage as a number 10. Wow, he looks great. He looks good. Oh, thought it was going to drop then. Costa Rica clear it. Savage is playing, yes. Playing number 20. Keep your eye out for number 20. Playing ahead of Matic and another guy. I forget his name. Sort of playing in behind Mitrovic. A free role in the midfield for Milinkovic-Savic. Marvin McGee says Vidal could solve midfield problems for Manchester United. Callum Roberts, Milinkovic-Savic price will go up if he continues playing like this gaming out and gets goals and assists. Yeah, that's exactly why Lazio don't want to do any deals at the moment. So Ivanovic down the right hand side again. No, it's not Ivanovic, it's Lacic. Tadic, sorry. I'm getting mixed up with all my itches. Tadic is 10. Lacic is 22. Milinkovic-Savic is 20. Yes, remember the numbers. I hope there is an upset in Germany-Mexico. I'm 100%, I'm sorry if you want Germany to do well, I'm 100% behind Mexico. Mexico are one of my teams that I want to do really well in this tournament. I don't know whether they can. They always seem to play very good football in the World Cups, but I don't know whether they can. Lozano is a player I think could be a real star at this World Cup, currently at PSV, and obviously Chicharito Hernandez. But yeah, I'd love Mexico to do well. It might just be a little bit beyond them. Kev says that Mexico have got no chance. Thanks, Kev Muller. Well, it's all about opinion. Wesley Wright's friends are Mexican. Well, let's be honest. Germany are the holders, and arguably they're the favourites, because with people like Timo Werner and Marco Reus there, they've got some real pace. And then you've got an architects like Ozil. Costa Rica on the break, though. Costa Rica have given a good account of themselves in this game. Certainly not an easy game for Serbia. That's late. That'll surely be a yellow card. Yeah, well done, ref. Spot on. Late tackle by the Costa Rican. Calvo in the book, mate. Definite yellow card that was. Tadic. Apparently Mexico have got a decent goalkeeper, says Wesley Wright. Kieran Brook, interesting point, says Germany were crap in the friendlies. Who's the best player on the pitch so far, says the Walking R. I still think at the 20-minute stage it's probably a little bit early to say that. I think Costa Rica have been quite good as well. Jack Lundmark says that Sweden play much better without Ivanovic. We'll be watching Sweden tomorrow lunchtime. South Korea, Lindelof for Sweden. Son from Spurs for South Korea. Looking forward to that. I hope you're all doing. I mean, I know we've got a very hardcore. I think if you're watching this game today, you want what I would call hardcore. That's football watch-along ultras, as George Kyle would call you. But I'm loving the World Cup. I want to watch every game, and I will be watching every game. So, you know, if you're like me, I just can't get enough of it. It's brilliant. I love all the I love the fact that there's all these. I think the next week and a half we've got games every day, haven't we? And I think we've got like 3 games at least every day. So brilliant. Really enjoying it. Jonathan Pearson says Sweden to win the World Cup. Yeah, they'd have to improve a lot from 2014. Jerome Ronaldo says Serbia are good, but not in attack. I must admit, from what I've seen from Serbia so far, and it is only 20 minutes, it's going to be... They're going to have to go up a few gears in this tournament. But they can do that. I'm not judging France on yesterday. I think France will struggle because of their manager, but they've still got very, very good players. I mean, a front three of Griezmann, Mbappe and Dembele. Doesn't matter who the manager is, you should be doing really, really well there. But you need time to grow into a tournament. And also, a nice little bit of play there from Serbia. I think Serbia are playing well. But the fact that they've given a couple of chances away to Costa Rica, people are thinking, well, they're not that good. But I think the reality is Costa Rica are actually a good team. So it's quite an equal game. Which group is this? I believe it's Group E. Let's double check for you. Yeah, Group E. With Brazil and Switzerland, 7 o'clock tonight. And also we see the debut of Germany today for Group F. Germany, Mexico at 4 o'clock. Sweden, South Korea at 1 o'clock tomorrow. Every game on That's Football, we'll be doing watch-along. So get involved. Drop a subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. And just turn up. Get yourself on YouTube. That's Football. Every World Cup game will be live with you lot in the live comments, interacting, enjoying this festival of football. Rave DJ, I watch it on terrestrial TV in the UK. It's free to view. Manchester Skulls 18's here. Always very, very good comments he makes on the United stand and on here. One White says who's going to win the World Cup. Get comments in, let us know. Little bit of Liverpool United rivalry going on in there. Not going to get involved in it. This is about the World Cup. And That's Football is meant to be a neutral channel. So although I do support United, I'm not going to start picking on the Liverpool fans. I'm sure they'll give as good as they get if they're like any of my Liverpool fan mates. Jonah Carell has just subscribed to the channel. Welcome, Jono. Sorry. Welcome to the channel, pal. You're all very, very welcome if you're new. I think we're going to have a great World Cup on this channel, and it's great that there's so many people getting involved in it. Serbia on the attack there. I must just say, That's Football's not just about the World Cup. For people who've been subscribed here for the last year. Oh, lovely takedown there by, I think it was Mitrovic in the box. Took it down well, but couldn't get the shot away. Absolute skills there. High ball into the box. Took it down like Juan Mata, magnet, but couldn't get it away. And Serbia's starting to take it up a gear, I think, now. Seth says that Serbia moving the ball really slow because of Matic. Well, that's something that we moan about at United, to be honest. Yes, but this channel's not just about the World Cup. We are doing every game on the World Cup as a watch-along. But over the last year, we normally pick 1 or 2 games a week where we'll do a watch-along. So Champions League or big games from domestic leagues, whether it's the Premier League or Serie A or La Liga. And then midday, every day, we have every Monday to Friday, we have like a transfer review show, about 10 minutes where we're live. So basically we just cover all the big news in football. That's what the channel's all about. So subscribe, bottom right hand corner, and get involved. We've always got the live comments, so that's the main thing about this channel. Milinkovic Savic is in here. Oh, he fluffed his lines. That was his chance. Ball over the top, took it down well. You think he's going to finish. His price is about to go up. He took it down well, but he didn't really connect with it that well. Took it down with his with his right. Hit it with his left, but a comfortable save for Navas. Just didn't get the connection right. Took it down well though. Close. Marcus Barton says Savic just blew a chance. I'd look at it the other way and say he broke the line well, took it down well, just didn't have the finish. I agree with George. The control was supreme. You know what? I think we can be a bit too, literal in football analysis. Oh, he's missed a sitter. I mean, Messi missed a lot of sitters yesterday. It doesn't mean he's still not one of the best players in the world with Ronaldo. But I choose to look at Milinkovic Savic there and say, yeah, he should have scored it. But the run, the timing of the run, the control, very good. Tyler, I'm doing Brazil-Switzerland today. Xander's doing Germany-Mexico, which... Germany-Mexico, I'm looking forward to watching that. I'll be on the live comments with you. He was offside, says Kieran. Okay, I didn't see that flag. Mitrovic is still at Newcastle. Yes, Matthias, I'm pretty sure he is. Nick Player says, where are all the Aussies? They're probably still devastated after yesterday. What a performance they put in. That's why I was so glad Iceland got a point yesterday, because I think it's been overdue in this tournament for one of the littler teams, or not even the little teams, one of the up and coming teams to get a result against some of the more established teams. And I thought Egypt against Uruguay, they should have got something. Australia, France, definitely they should have got something. So it was great to see Iceland do it against Argentina. I'd say keep your eye out for Switzerland tonight. I don't think Switzerland are all that. I think Brazil will win it, but a lot of people keep saying, Switzerland are a good team. They're a well-balanced team. You might be in for a surprise. Jack thinks it's a boring match so far. Well, it's all about your own opinion, isn't it? I'm just enjoying the World Cup, and I think there's been a lot of chances in this game, to be honest. I think it's been quite a good half an hour. Gerard Loschler was delighted with the Iceland result. Vega Squidron says, how long till BT and Sky get hold of the World Cup? They never should do, mate. I don't think they ever will. The World Cup should always be free to air. Cavan, I'd love this World Cup to be the year of the underdog. Imagine somebody wins the World Cup who's never won it before. It would be brilliant. Mr. Exclusive is saying, would anyone take Mario Götze at Manchester United? I think for a 26-year-old who's probably available for about 20 million, who's a World Cup winner and has played a lot of high-quality football, I think he'd be a good signing for anybody. I think he's more linked to Liverpool, though. Kanklux says that France is a collection of individuals. Yeah, they are a collection of individuals because their manager's poor. They're a good manager who could bring them together. I'd love Lloyd, Maestro. I would love Colombia to win the World Cup. Colombia, I think their first game is Tuesday, isn't it? It's all about England's group tomorrow. Belgium, I think, at 4 o'clock. England at 7 o'clock. Here's Milinkovic-Savic into the box. Nice close control for a big guy. Gives it to Tadic, who loses it, and then gives a foul away. Serbia playing side to side like United to Samson, probably because of Matic. Tom James makes a good point. Mark, we probably enjoy watching these sort of games because they may well be boring, but they're better than watching United, who we watch every time. Denzel Zilwa's got an interesting question, if anyone can answer it. He says, with USA, Mexico and Canada hosting the 2026 World Cup, does that mean those three teams automatically qualify? I think my understanding is that yes, they will, but I'm pretty sure they want to expand the World Cup beyond 32 countries anyway, so that's what I can't remember what they're going up to. Apparently I'm too hard on Matic. I like Matic, he's a good player. I don't like how slow he is, and he takes too many touches on the ball. Matic is like watching somebody on slow play. He's good, he is good, but I just would rather United had somebody a little bit quicker. Ivanovic cross there, that'll go for a goal kick. Nittel says the World Cup's going up to 48 teams. My God. That's ridiculous, isn't it? 48 teams. You're going to get a lot of crap games to... I don't know whether we'll be doing World Cup watch-alongs in 2026 because 48 teams, you're going to get a lot of crap games in that. As Prajit says, and a lot of people, that's way too many. Denzel says, thanks. Mate, the community here is brilliant. If you want to get a discussion going, even if I'd miss it and don't read it out, someone will reply to you. There's some proper I call it a forum really when we're live. There's so much knowledge and passion out there from you lot. So thanks for that. Wan White wants Portugal to win the World Cup. I'd like Portugal to win it. I'd certainly put them in my 5 or 6 teams that I'd really like to win it. I would like Mexico to win it, Colombia, Portugal, obviously England, Serbia. I want somebody to win it who's got the potential to win it and go all the way, who's never won it before. And I know England have won it before, but I am English, so obviously I want them to win it. But I would love. But for that to happen, we need one of those teams. We can't just say we'd like them to win it. We need one of them teams to turn up and be a very, very good team. Because if you look at Germany and Spain and Brazil, they've got such good players and such strength in depth that they've got the ability to go through a tournament 7 games and grind games out. Have teams like Serbia, they might have a good first 11, and Mexico, but have they got the squad depth? Have they got the playing style to do it? And that's what we're sort of looking at the moment. But this game's an interesting one, because I've seen a few people saying there's no chance of Serbia winning it playing like this. But I think Costa Rica are a better team than people think. And I think we'll see that with Costa Rica when they play Brazil and Switzerland as well. Andrew Rossi says Milinkovic-Savic is a beast. He is. He's not. I hope people are starting to see what he actually is. He's not this. He's not Dybala or Griezmann or something like that. He literally is the sort of player that Milinkovic-Savic just handballed that, but he's played it on. He's the sort of player that will give you so many different options. He can be a target man. He can be a tackler. He can be a passer. He can hold the ball up. He can dribble the ball. He can shoot. He can be an assister. He's a rare thing in the modern game. And Mourinho, I'd be absolutely stunned. This is the thing for me. It'll really irritate me as a Manchester United fan if United don't go for Milinkovic-Savic. And sorry to go a bit United for a minute, but because, and a lot of people are interested in Manchester United, even if you're a Liverpool fan, you want us to fail. But so you would not want us to get this sort of player. But Mourinho loves height. He loves aggression. He loves people who run through brick walls. And this guy, this Milinkovic-Savic, is going to be the best in the world at that sort of thing. Good cross in. Keylor Navas punches away well. Play on. No, he's thrown it. It's blown up. Just a bit of a collision there. So I'm loving the World Cup as well. And you and Xander are doing a great job here. Don't forget to like the videos, everyone, says Matthias Murray. Shouldn't be thinking about other teams winning the World Cup until England go out, says Scott Whittaker. Yeah, I'd sort of disagree with you, Scott. It depends what you think about. I mean, England have got no chance of winning the World Cup. They've got 0 chance. And if they win it, I will be happy to take the L and I'd be absolutely ecstatic. But there's no way England can win this World Cup, because England, to win the World Cup, will have to win at least 1 penalty shootout, and they can't do that. And also, their squad's not that good. And I think we saw that last night. England, Nigeria, I know it was only a friendly a couple of weeks ago, but Nigeria played England off the park in the second half at Wembley. And yesterday, Nigeria just were all effort and no ability in the final third. So I'm a bit worried about this England belief, because I think when they come up against a decent team, they will get annihilated. Kenneth says, I love Xander's commentary and reactions. Xander's doing Germany-Mexico at 4 o'clock, so you can see more of his big reactions there. And Keylor Navas is underrated, says Tommy P. It depends what you're comparing him to. I mean, Keylor Navas and David De Gea, there's no comparison. The trouble with Keylor Navas is he's got a mistake in him, and people will say, well, so's De Gea, but Keylor Navas has got a lot more mistakes in him, as Real Madrid fans will testify to. Mark Young's got a good question. He says, who's your favourite crap team at the World Cup? A team that has no chance of even getting out of a group. I think at the moment, the only team I'm pretty sure isn't going to get out of the group is Saudi Arabia. I wouldn't like to put Nigeria into that category yet, because they would be my favourite crap team, but I don't think Nigeria are crap. I just think they've... and they're also in that group with Argentina and Iceland, so even though they lost to Croatia last night, they're still only a point behind Argentina and Iceland, so if they can beat one of them teams, they've got a chance. Panama, says Mr. Exclusive. Well, Panama are going to be very interesting to watch, aren't we? I mean, a lot of people will be wanting to watch Belgium tomorrow because they're considered to be, I think Belgium, if you asked everyone who's the sort of dark horse to win it, I think a lot of people feel Belgium are, because they've got a great squad. Bit of a plonker as a manager, but a good, very, very good squad. And I think Lukaku is going to get a lot of goals. But we'll see what Panama are all about. Speaking to Jared and Andrew, who are obviously United stand mods and Americans, they gutted America aren't there and basically feel that America gifted it to Panama. But you're in the World Cup because you deserve to be in the World Cup, whether people gift it to you or not. And Liam, I'm not Mark Goldbridgeson today. I was yesterday for the Iceland game. But yeah, I mean, I don't think Panama are going to be very, very good. Australia, says Matthew Stratis. Yeah, but don't give up on Australia yet. I think Australia probably are everybody's favourite crap team, but don't give up on Australia yet. They could get 3 points out of Peru and Denmark, so it's not over for Australia yet. Jack Williams, the next game today is 2 hours 20 minutes. It's at 4 p.m. UK time, so 2 hours and 20 minutes. And then Brazil is at 7 p.m. UK time, so about five hours away. Costa Rica on the attack here. And it'll be a corner. Mark Goldbridge today. No, I'm Mark Gonzalez Bridge today for the Mexicans. I'm really looking forward to watching Senegal, Abdi Tafa, Senegal, Koulibaly, Sane, Idrissa Gueye, loads of players. Senegal are a good team. Well, on paper, I hope they are going to be a good team in the tournament. I'm looking forward to seeing Senegal as well. That group's a great group as well. Poland, Senegal, Colombia and Japan. It's a really good group that. Doesn't kick off till Tuesday, the last group. But definitely very excited to see that group get going. I mean, some people are just talking about Milinkovic-Savic there. I think he's had a half-decent half. Of a more interesting topic, and everyone can get involved in this, what would you rather, if he had a chance, if he'd come into your club, whether you support Juventus, Real Madrid, Manchester United, PSG, even Man City, whoever, would you want him to have a good World Cup or a bad World Cup? A good World Cup is going to increase his value. A bad World Cup will probably maintain his value. I think from a United point of view, I hope he has a really good World Cup. I'd like to see his value go up to 120 million because I don't think Juventus can afford it. I think if it stays around 80 million, that's when Juventus can do a deal. So I'd rather he had a really good World Cup. Poland's a great team, says Rage Quitting Guy. I mean, I know some of the Polish players, but I haven't watched them play for a long time. So my prediction from that group was Colombia and Senegal to get through, but that's not based on definite ability. That's is Costa Rica. Ooh, good little run there. 1-2. Shoots from the edge of the box, wide. Keeper probably has it covered, but he was certainly diving for it. I tell you what, to be fair, we've got to give Costa Rica a bit of a shout out, and I've lost my thing. Calvo got the yellow card for the foul on Tadic. It was his shot, and he's been quite good. Andrew Levy says Milinkovic-Savic isn't on the level many United fans have put him on. Oh, Andrew, I totally disagree. I mean, what team have you been watching for a year? Milinkovic-Savic would be our best midfielder. I mean, all right, this half he's not lit it up, but he's not been bad. But what midfielder at United has lit it up in 60 games? It's like, standards. Let's not pretend we've got a good midfield, because we haven't. Oh, he was offside, I think, Milinkovic-Savic there, but lovely technique. He was given offside. Cross came in, overhead kick, and there's a little bit of technique for somebody well over 6 foot. He's actually onside. He's onside when the cross comes in. He has to overhead kick it, and Navas makes a good save. That was his left foot this time. 2-footed as well. Nice little bit of technique. No way offside, says Gary Wells. No, he wasn't. But no, I think he'd bring a lot to a Manchester United midfield. The only thing you'd say about Milinkovic-Savic is, could he deal with the increase in pace? Because the Italian league is slower than the Premier League. But I like him. I've seen a lot of him, and I think he'd be all right. Why do Serie A teams always sell to rivals? No wonder Juve always win. They are like Bayern, says Inzaghi. Yeah, a little bit. The Italian league's always been like that, though. Some leagues, like the Premier League, you very rarely see rivals selling to rivals, but Serie A's always been like that. And then the Bundesliga with Bayern Munich is the same as well. Sergei Markovic-Savic, says Matthias. Barry Fitzgerald, that rumour that United are about to bid £130 million for Milinkovic-Savic, do you want to type where that rumour's come from? Because it's absolutely crap. Watch the United stand for the update on Milinkovic-Savic, because that's from Milinkovic to Savic's father. I just think people put shit out there about £130 million bids, and it's a load of crap. Lazio aren't even listening to offers at the moment because of the World Cup, so there is no £130 million bid. And the truth of the matter is his dad has said in the last 24 hours that he wants him to play for Juventus, which is what we've just done the video of on the United stand before we went live here. The walking hard, do you think it's a good thing that there's a World Cup in Qatar in 2022? Oh, I can't. This is why I'm enjoying this one so much, because the next one's going to be rubbish. Absolute rubbish. It's 4.5 years away because it's going to be a Christmas tournament and not a summer tournament. And I think it's going to be a terrible, terrible tournament, to be honest. So enjoy this one, and it's been a great one so far. Remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, we're doing every single World Cup watch along on this channel. So if you are watching World Cup games and you want to get involved in some interactive chat while it's going on, subscribe bottom right hand corner and join us. Tune in for every World Cup game here. You're all very, very welcome. That's Football, the football channel for everybody. No matter where you live, who you support, you're all welcome. Sandy, that makes total sense. Absolutely total sense. I don't think you can even find the article where we've put £130 million in. It's ridiculous. Whoever's spreading that crap about, it's just a joke. It's probably from Don Ballon or something like that. Would I take Dybala over Savic, says Ayush. Two very different players operating in the same position. Costa Rica on the attack here, into the penalty box. Good tackle. Good tackle. And I tell you what, if that's the guy, if this is the guy, let me just check. I want to get my number right. Bit of a scouting. It was Tosic actually, number 3. I thought it was this Milinkovic who's 15. Tosic has been very, very good at centre-back for Serbia. Very good. Number 15, who's the other centre-back, Milinkovic. People were saying at the start, he's going to be sort of like the next next Vidic. But I've been impressed with number 3. So we're at half time. Give us your thoughts, everybody. What did you think about that? Charles B says Manchester United need to get Milinkovic-Savic to Old Trafford. I don't think everyone's going to agree, and I don't think everyone's going to agree with you on that one, Charles. But I've enjoyed that game. Costa Rica are definitely better than a lot of people were thinking about. And let's not forget, Costa Rica topped a group in 2014 with Italy, Uruguay, and England in it. They're no mugs at all. They're no mugs at all. So I would take him at Manchester United, definitely. But Milinkovic-Savic. But I'd said that before the game. I'm not going to be dictated to by one game. I've actually watched a lot of this kid. And I like him a lot. But let's talk about the game a little bit. This is a difficult group. You've got Serbia, Costa Rica, Brazil and Switzerland playing us at 7 o'clock tonight. Make sure you join us for that. Germany, Mexico at 4 o'clock, which is straight after this one. But Serbia need to get a result here because, and that's not taking any, or Costa Rica, you need to get a result here because Switzerland and Brazil are going to be tough games as well. How did Savic play Marks as Anaban? I think, well, he's had a couple of shots offside where he's broken the line. His touch is good. Costa Rica are a good team though. I mean, 0-0 at half time is probably about fair. They've had a good couple of chances themselves. I don't think we're going to learn a hell of a lot about these two teams until they play their next game because I think there's a lot of people out there who think Costa Rica are a bad side. And maybe they are, I don't know, but they weren't in 2014. I think they're better than people think. So when we see Serbia against Brazil and Costa Rica against Switzerland, we'll start to understand a little bit more about the context of this game. At the moment, what we're getting is quite an even game. Serbia sort of edging it with possession, but it's been a good game. And in relation to Cameron McNeil says, disagree with anyone saying United don't need Savic. What a player. Take out Milinkovic, whatever his name is. And Savic is very similar to Pogba, says Cavan. I think he gives you more physicality. I think he gives you more ability in the air. And Matthew's here. Afternoon, Matthew. Jacob says everyone hates Liverpool. Well, I don't know why people are hating on Liverpool. Gungshi says, I like what I've seen of Savic sporadically through the last season. And there you go. Someone else supports Liverpool as well. Matter. Look, everyone's welcome on here. Everyone's welcome, so try and keep it respectful. 130 million, you could get Tony Cruz, says Don. Look, Milinkovic-Savic won't go for 130 million. He won't go for 130 million. No way. Unless he has an amazing World Cup, he won't go for 130 million. I've always felt if he goes to Juventus, he probably will go for about 80 million. If anybody wants the latest news on Milinkovic-Savic, I did a video on the United Stand about an hour before we went live. There's an interesting angle there, which has come from his father. So well worth a watch. Mark, thoughts on Wilshere to United rumours, says Nigel Jones. I'll be discussing that tonight on Sunday Night Live with Sophie on the United Stand at 9 o'clock. That's one of the topics. And keep it sweet and clean, says Pankaj. Why will the Qatar World Cup be crap, says Kieran Brook? Because it's going to be at Christmas, which is not when the World Cup should be. It's going to be boiling hot, and I don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like a World Cup being at Christmas, messing up the domestic league. I don't like it. And it's all about money. So the World Cup shouldn't be moved. It should be kept in its same spot, which is every 4 years in the summer. That's when the World Cup's played. And so I don't like it. Maybe I'm being a little petulant, moody sod, but that's how I feel. Spanish fans are ungrateful, says Liam Keogh. And Matthew McFadden says, Winter World Cup, horrific human rights in the construction of stadium, all that stuff. All right, Matthew's going in hard. And who is the next Vidic, says Cavan Beer. Well, somebody said before the game kicked off to keep an eye out for number 15, which is Milenkovic, who's a centre-back for Serbia. He's the next Vidic, apparently. But I've been more impressed with Tosic, who's the number 3. But, based on one game, it's hard to say. But I think one of these teams do need to win it. I do. Andrew Ellis says that Milinkovic-Savic is captain material as well. Well, they're all very strong physically and mentally. Mustafa says, sit down, Mark. If it was England, you will not be saying that. I don't know. What am I sitting down about? If you're talking about the World Cup, England wouldn't hold a World Cup at Christmas. We wouldn't do it. Why is it being held at Christmas for Qatar? I don't actually know. Why? Why are they doing it? Because we've had tournaments in Japan. We've had tournaments in South Africa. We've had tournaments in North America. We've had tournaments in South America. We've had tournaments in Europe, and they've always been held in the traditional summer. So why are they putting it at Christmas for Qatar? Is it because it's too hot? Maybe that's the only reason I can think about. The heat out there is brutal, says Gungshi, so that's probably the reason, isn't it? Well, you know what? England may as well not turn up for that tournament. You can guarantee it'll probably be the one World Cup that Scotland qualify for as well, and they'll have absolutely no chance as well because it'll be too hot. Kieran Burns says that Serbia are playing too many high balls. They need to play it into feet of Savic a bit more. Good point. Lindelof is the next Vidic, says Rishab. Well, you can see Vindaloo. You can see Lindelof playing tomorrow. He's playing for Sweden. 1 o'clock tomorrow, that game. South Korea against Son of Spurs. Wilf says the heat is less at Christmas in Qatar. Yeah, it's too hot, says Nigel Jones. Byron Leopold says, I'm in late. How does Milinkovic-Savic look? He looks okay. He's had a couple of chances. Both were offside, to be fair. But he likes the ball into his feet. And Kieran's right. He needs to get more of that ball into feet. But he can also be that long ball option as well. I mean, I'm just watching some of the half-time analysis here. And they're showing where Milinkovic-Savic is. And he can take that position when Mitrovic pulls out. Because Mitrovic is the number 9, literally. He sometimes pulls out. And Milinkovic-Savic will drop in as the number 10. He is Mourinho's man. He is absolutely what Mourinho wants. I cannot get my head around that Manchester United would not be in for this guy. He's spending the next month with Matic, who is basically Mourinho's foster son. This deal for United needs to be done. Now, I'm not going to say that he's going to definitely be a success at Manchester United because you can never say a new signing is going to be a success. But he is exactly what United need. But it's not just about Milinkovic-Savic. I mean, if I was a Premier League manager, I would be seriously looking at that Serbian team. Seriously looking at it because you know what you're going to get with them. Dedication, tenacious ability on the ball, fight. I mean, look at some of the players that have played in the Premier League that are Serbian. Ivanovic, who's still playing, he's playing today. Kolarov, Vidic. That they are, you know, they really do suit our league as well. So, and other leagues. How can you compare Salah to Ronaldo, says Ryan Griffiths. Well, I'm not getting involved in that, but obviously that's a little bit of a live comments chat. I'll leave that with them. It will be hot near Christmas in Qatar as well, says Kieran Brook. Matthias Moore has said this a couple of times. He says, please write it down. Matic will score the winner. We'll remember you, Matthias, if you get it right. And Verratti is better than Savic, says Salesh. Totally different players. Verratti is more deeper and he's obviously a lot smaller, so he's a very different player. You could play both of them effectively. Pankaj is also saying Matic is going to score a stunner. I don't know whether there's some sort of fixing going on that we're not all aware about. Maybe it's gone viral on Twitter that Matic is going to score a winner, but a lot of people mentioning that. We'll have to wait and see. And remember to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner, please do subscribe. We're doing every single World Cup game. Watch along. We've got Germany, Mexico at 4 o'clock. Brazil versus Switzerland at 7 o'clock. I don't know whether it's just my TV, but that female presenter on ITV looks like an Oompa Loompa. She's really caked on in the old fake tan, I think. Gary Neville was the same last night. I think it must be to do with my TV. I think the colours must be a bit wrong. Can Savic be United's future captain? Says Kato Ellis. He's got to bloody come and play for United first. Apparently it's 106 degrees Fahrenheit right now in Qatar, says Jack Lundmark. That would be a reason not to play it there in the summer, I agree. Vetri says, please someone score a goal. And Vincent Quentin has just made a contribution saying that Louis Saha says Martial is a coward. That's a bit of a low blow if that's true. You can't go around doing that. You can't say that. Abdallah says, hello, today is my birthday and it's Father's Day as well. Well, there you go, happy birthday. Is it true that Matic and Savic are roommates at the World Cup, says Infinite Table? I don't know. I don't know whether that's true or not, but it would be helpful if it was. It would be typical of Matic never to get round to playing the perfect pass, would it? You know, take too many touches, dance around the obvious. You know, spend a month with him and never say, come to United. All flirt and no action. United need to sign Savic. Mourinho can improve him as a player, says Raphael. Many would disagree on that, but there you go. And what are we thinking about in the second half then? I think I'm still going to go for Serbia to win, but I think Costa Rica are a threat. Costa Rica are definitely a better team than people thought. Tanvir says, love from Bangladesh to all. Get in the live comments and tell us where you're watching from, actually. We haven't done that on this stream yet. So anybody who's new, subscribe, bottom right-hand corner, get involved. Please do share the video as well. Just click share and then share it on Twitter and Facebook. We're live for every World Cup game on That's Football. So if you want a bit of company when you're watching the games, you want to get involved in the chat or just read the chat, we're live for every single game. So get involved. Let us know where you're watching from as well. And what time it is. World Cup fever is taking over the world, and you're all very, very welcome. We've covered every single game, yes, so far. And my favourite game so far is definitely Spain-Portugal, yes. But it could be surpassed today. We've got two real opportunities for it to go. Probably not this game, unless it's 45 minutes of brilliance. But I think Germany-Mexico could be very, very good. And Brazil-Switzerland has the potential. A lot of people... Brazil, very, very good team. But Switzerland, number 6 in the world. Does that mean anything? Jordan's in New Jersey. Phil's in Birmingham. Nicholas is in Oldham. Pankaj is in India. Freddie's in Nottingham. Prince is in London. Ahmed's in Yorkshire. Got a lot of UK today. Denzel's from South Africa. Jill Hill's in India. Kobe says that Iceland can win the World Cup. They'll be very tired to win it. They're going to have to really grind it out. Bahani's in Norway. Akan's in Kosovo. I'm sure I saw Germany there. Big game for you later. Teen's in England. Ryan's in Australia. Infinite Table says, I'm always watching That's Football and the United Stand in Canada. And it's 7 a.m. here. Liam Kehoe's in Wicklow, Kolkata Island, India, sorry. Microman's in India. RRR Plum is in Jamaica. We've got Mauritius, Watford, Scotland, Ireland, Kildare, Jamaica, Dublin, Denmark. Must be happy after yesterday, Chanko. And Afghanistan. And Ibrahim's in Yemen. Thanks everyone for letting us know where you're watching from. I hope you're all enjoying the World Cup. And if you are, the United Stand is a Manchester United YouTube channel, which I present. And we are live every night at 8 o'clock. However, Sunday Night Live is always our flagship show. We have Sophie and Flex on. It is on tonight, but throughout the World Cup, because there's so many 7 p.m. UK time kickoffs, we've pushed the United Stand back from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we're still going to be doing our evening shows, but they're going to be at 9 p.m. UK time, so an hour later. So we are live tonight for Sunday Night Live with Sophie and me and Flex, but it's at 9 p.m. tonight. So join us for that. Looking forward to that. Second half is about to kick off. Come on, ref, get it going. Snooze, you lose. Who's going to win it second half then? Oh, I think there could be a shock here. Well, a perceived shock. Costa Rica. If Serbia don't sort themselves out, they could get this one home. And we're off. Second half is up and running. There we go. Jiz J says that he's from Iceland and he's so proud of us and he's new to the channel. Look, whatever country you're in, wherever you are, tell your friends if they love football. We want as many people getting involved with this channel as possible from all around the world. The United Stand's a global Manchester United fan channel. And I'm a big advocate, personally, of football being the fans' game worldwide. It doesn't matter where you are, who you support. Football's for the fans. And you're welcome. And that's why I always do it, whether it's on the United Stand, watch-alongs, or on here. I always ask where people are watching from, because I love the fact that it's a global thing, and that people can come together from all around the world and get involved in the live chat and talk football. So you're all very, very welcome, and I hope you're enjoying it. And make sure you watch the 4 o'clock one with Xander. It's all about the live comments. Whoever's presenting I always think it's irrelevant, because it's all about you lot in the live comments. And then I'm back at 7 o'clock tonight for Brazil versus Switzerland, which is, I'm sure we'll have a lot of you joining us for the Brazil game as well. But Germany-Mexico, I think, has the potential to be a classic if Mexico are as good as they can be. Germany will turn up. Can Mexico turn up? And then Brazil-Switzerland, we get our first glimpse of this new Brazilian team, this new Brazilian look-up. Can they improve enough from 2014 to win the World Cup this year? So 2 really big games. Ex-Cucumbers in Sweden, 1 o'clock tomorrow for Sweden's first game, and then tomorrow night, England at 7 o'clock. I'm doing that on here, and I'm supporting England. I think Mad Marcus is going to join me for that as a co-presenter, so that's going to be very interesting, because we always have a bit of a laugh. Ryan Griffiths says, I've been watching for a while now, both United Stand and this. Well done, keep it up, guys. Cheers, pal. And Nigel Jones is right. Football brings people together, and I think you've got to focus on fan communities like this as well, because we do get ripped off as fans, whether it's subscriptions for TV, the prices of shirts, and this, that, and the other. Exclusively, everything you see on the TV, the analysis is always ex-players and scripted responses. And I think fan communities are really important, because it gives the most important people in football a voice. So love the live comments, love what everyone's got to say. There's some fantastic knowledge in there. So keep spreading it, keep sharing it, and subscribe if you're new, and get involved and join the community. It's going to be a cracking World Cup. Jordan Curley says, the big question is, will Fred play for Brazil today? The big answer, Jordan, is no, he won't. He's not going to be fit till their next game against Costa Rica, which I think is on Friday. Which shows you, in the context of this group, these two teams, they can't both win, but I don't think a draw is great for them if they want to go through, because you need to get 3 points on the board. The next game for Costa Rica is Brazil, which is tough. And the next game for Serbia is Switzerland, which again will be another battle. So 3 points goes without saying, it's obvious, but very important to try and get you 3 points in the first game in this sort of thing. CB the Third says, I hope Mexico can embarrass Germany. I'd love Mexico to win the World Cup. It's such a big country. Milinkovic-Savic loses it there, but such a big country with such a passionate support. But there's so many countries like that. I just want somebody who's never won it to win it. So let's get. Well, we want a goal in this. We don't want 0-0s. We don't want 0-0s. Chenko says, Germany's manager is a fraud. A lot of my German friends are increasingly worried about their chances. I'll tell you what I'd like to have the discussion, and I'm going to say to Sander, Mitrovic is through. Oh, he missed it. 1-on-1. Should have scored there. Great save by Navas, who's having a very good game, but it was a nice little bit of interplay. Mitrovic lays it off. Gives and goes. It's Milinkovic-Savic who plays him in. Chest control. Just about level with the penalty box. Costa Rican's trying to catch him up. Navas running out, and Navas makes the save, and it's a corner, and he should have scored that one. Moss tears, I'm not angry. Cross comes in, Costa Rica, clear. George Carl says, what a bottler. I think he has got to score that, George, to be honest. That's probably the best chance of the game. Callum Christie's right. There's not been a 0-0 game yet, and I do not want a 0-0. I don't want to be doing the first 0-0 game on That's Football. Xander's had the better games than me so far. He had the bloody Spain-Portugal game, which I've watched them all. I just haven't done... Well, I tell a lie. I didn't watch France-Australia because I was driving. I had it on radio. Shahil, I think Fellaini is fit. I think he starts for Belgium as well. He'll probably score a hat-trick against Panama tomorrow. Then United fans will be like, yeah, keep him in. The next Skype show, Kenneth, on the United stand will be tomorrow night at 9 o'clock after the England game. I don't know how we're going to work that on the United stand tomorrow, actually, because I'm half thinking we should probably do a Skype show on here for England. I don't know. I'll have to have a think about that. Good point. How was Savic played, says Jashan. Get in the live comments and tell people what you think, because it's not just going to be about my opinion on this. I think he's been exactly the sort of player I think he is. Very, very good. He's here at the moment. He's just controlled it and laid it off, and he took a tackle late. I think he's a good player. He's a very, very good player. He's got the lot. He can hold the ball up. He can dribble. He can pass. He can shoot. He's very powerful. He's just caught a tackle on the back of his ankle there. Here's Matic. Throw in. Matt Wall says he's 8 out of 10 so far. Great playing midfielder. Serbia have got no pace, says Arsenic Gunner in case. Yeah, they do lack a little bit of pace, to be honest. Bit like Croatia. Croatia have got the same problem. All very similar, sort of technically good players and well disciplined, very strong, very well organised, but probably just miss that. I know everybody misses it, but you know what I mean. Sort of like an Mbappe or a Neymar or a Timo Werner, someone like that. You know, real explosive pace. Decent cross coming in there, and that'll be another corner. It was back post for Milinkovic-Savic. But what I like about Milinkovic-Savic in this system is the way he's interchanging with Mitrovic, who's the number 9. So they're swapping around a lot. He's dropping into the midfield, but he's also getting into the box a lot. He's basically a number 10, and that's how it's working. So another corner here for Serbia. I mean, this is where they should be a threat from corners. Oh, wide. So the game's easily poised. But I think one thing, I've just tweeted it out there on the United stand because I'm in control of that this afternoon. The United fans need to, if we have got any United fans on here, which I'm sure we have, this myth needs to disappear that we don't need Milinkovic-Savic when we've got Pogba. They're too similar. They're nothing like each other. Since when does Pogba play as a number 10 who can hold the ball up, can tackle, fight, dribble, pass, shoot? I think Pogba and Milinkovic-Savic would play in the same team. You just have to rejig your midfield. They're not similar players. They're definitely not similar players. Michael Yeboah Boateng says Matic is the man of the match so far. In a very subtle way, you're probably right. He's ran the midfield very, very well. Lucas says, not sure if I'm going to watch the Germany game. I would. Germany, Mexico. It depends if Mexico turn up. If Mexico are a good team, that could be a great game. I'll certainly be keeping my eye on it. Brazil, Switzerland. Make sure you join us for that as well tonight. Free kick, Serbia. Whoa! What a goal! What a goal! It's Kolarov with that wonderful left foot. Free kick. I nearly swore about it as well. To the right-hand side, curled it in the top corner, round the bar. Lovely goal from Kolarov. He's still got it. It may be ageing, but it's a wonderful left foot. And it's 1-0 to Serbia from Kolarov from a free kick. Lovely stuff. Took it absolutely brilliantly well. And wonderful left foot from Kolarov. I've got to put a tweet out. Yes. Lovely free kick. Up and over the wall. Navas fighting hard to dive and get it, but you don't save those. Not quite of the quality of a Ronaldo, but the game needed a goal. I'll tell you what though, when you're talking about strings to bows, that's a very good string to your bow to have. Technique and threat from set piece situations, and this game's been very tight. And Serbia have huffed and puffed. They get a free kick in an area like that, and Kolarov can do that. It's a very, very good thing that Serbia have got there, and I do think that Croatia have got it as well. I think Croatia-Serbia would be a very interesting game. They're very similar sort of teams, very well organised. Very technically very good. Daniel Brook, I like that comment. He says goalkeepers put too much faith in defensive walls. Well, they're there to do a job, and if they don't do that job, it gives you a lot of problems. I mean, Navas cannot get to that there. But you know, you've got your wall like that. Navas is over there. When the curler comes over the wall, you're covering half of your goal. You have to work very, very hard. Callum Christie says Kolarov or Ronaldo. It's still Ronaldo. Ronaldo's free kick was better because when you watch Ronaldo's free kick back, there's a Spanish defender jumping very high and moving his head to try and stop it. So the defensive wall does its job. De Gea's trying his best to get over there, but it's curling. It's starting out of the goal and curling into the goal. It's Ronaldo's goal. I think he would have needed 3 goalkeepers to save it, whereas Navas, he probably just needed 2. Ronaldo's goal was just unbelievable. I've got to change the score. Thanks for that, Gazed. But lovely goal. Lovely goal. And we're getting some good goals in this tournament as well, which is nice to see. Yellow card here for Ivanovic. He's probably going to get himself suspended, isn't he, before the group stage is over. I don't think that's a yellow card. He gets the ball first. It's not really a 2-footed challenge. It's 1-footed. I think that's a good tackle. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong on that. Answers in the live comments. I don't think that was a yellow card. Anyway, substitution. Bolanas coming on for Costa Rica. They need a goal. Serbia get a 3 points here. I think they're looking very good to get out of the group. But free kick here for Costa Rica to put the ball into the box. Still half an hour of this half to go. Kolarov with the free kick. A cracking free kick it was. Gabriel says Matic has been man of the match. See if Costa Rica can do anything from this free kick. It's not a shooting opportunity. It's very, very far out on the left-hand side of the pitch. Sort of level with the penalty box over on the touchline. Cross coming in. He's up, but it's actually Milinkovic-Savic who clears it again. Another reason that Jose Mourinho would love Milinkovic-Savic. He gets back in the box and defends with his head, which is why he loves Fellaini. Luca, interestingly, says it would be easier for the goalkeeper if they didn't make a wall. I'll come back to that. Andrew Rossi says Iceland is a wall. Good luck kicking over that. I I've got to disagree with you, Luca. The reason that I mean, let's not forget, football's been going on for years and years and years, and free kicks have had walls in front of them for years and years and years. If it was better not to have a wall, you wouldn't have a wall. The reason you have a wall is because if the wall does its job, you've got to come out with a free kick like Ronaldo's, which is just world class. A jumping wall, or a wall that does stands tall, or even, you can go under a wall, obviously. But the wall does make it harder for a free kick taker, definitely. If you get it over the wall, it becomes very difficult for the goalkeeper. But if you didn't have a wall, you'd see a lot more free kicks scored, because what you're not realising is that the quality of a professional footballer from 30 yards, they'll score. They will score from a free kick with no pressure on the ball. A set piece from 30 yards with no free kick, with no wall, they'll score it. Even though the goalkeeper's fully sighted, they'll score it. So a wall does make a big difference. But the wall's got to do its job. Ronaldo's free kick was lucky, but Kolarov free kick was legendary. Well, Jacob's a Liverpool fan, so there you go. Liam's going to be back for the Brazil game. See you in a bit, Liam. Well, Costa Rica are going to go for it now. So, thanks, Luca. No worries. I mean, it's all about opinion, mate. But John Chris says, as much as I love Ronaldo, Kolarov's was better. Both very good free kicks for me, as I explained. I think I'd go Ronaldo. Gazed says, if there's no wall, they just leather it around chest height. Good point. Nick Archer says that he's falling in love with Milinkovic-Savic, beast mode player. Kieran Burns says Ronaldo kind of shinned his free kick, to be fair. I'll tell you what, Kieran, I've never seen anybody say that about it. I don't know how you shin a free kick in, but I'd have to watch that back. I probably haven't looked at it. Dylan, thanks very much. He says Happy Father's Day. Happy Father's Day to every father here and future fathers. There's the free kick again. Quite Beckham-esque, that free kick from Kolarov. Just a left foot instead of a right. But it's perfect. I mean, Navas isn't far away from it, and it's just perfectly in the post. Leela George, Kolarov scored. 1-0, free kick. Good free kick. Matthew Dean is asking again what people think of Milinkovic-Savic so far. I just think he's the perfect Fellaini replacement. Here he is on the ball now. Always seems to have a little bit of time on there. Finds a good pass there into Mitrovic. Mourinho would love him. He's absolutely perfect for him. Three Hunter says he's loving this World Cup because most games have actually been quite tight. Yeah, I think the only one that hasn't been was the Russia game, wasn't it? Which was, once it's 3-0, that game becomes a little bit stagnant. You don't want games like that. I mean, everyone goes on about Germany-Brazil in 2014, but there was a point in that where it was shocking to see the hosts get annihilated like that in their own back garden. But it became a bit. I agree. I think. And Mourinho said it, didn't he? The best games are the games that are close. 4 or 5-0 is not that actually that entertaining. It is if you're a fan of that club, but if you're watching the game, it can become a little bit. The Pirate, it was a Kolarov free kick. I'm doing the Brazil game, Charlie Collins. Yeah, Xander's doing Germany-Mexico, which I think might be the better game, but they're both crackers. Chile's a poor team, says S Crystal 10. Well, they're not here, so they've only got themselves to blame for that. I mean, there is an argument to be said that though the World Cup, I agree with the World Cup and the way it works. Teams coming in from all different sectors. That I agree with that. I do agree with that, but obviously you don't get the best 32 teams in the World Cup. You get the best 32 teams within the system of the World Cup. Ivanovic with the cross here. Milinkovic-Savic gets up and heads it wide. He's such a threat. He is such a good player. Tyler Mogul says Germany-Mexico should be great. But yeah, you don't get the best 32 teams in the world. You get the best. Campbell's on for Costa Rica. You get the best 32 from the sectors. Because actually, if you wanted the best 32 teams in the world, you probably you wouldn't have Saudi Arabia. You wouldn't have Iran. You wouldn't have Australia. You'd have more teams from South America, more teams from Europe. But I like the way the World Cup works because it's nice to have that mix of teams. I wouldn't put money on England winning tomorrow. I hope they are going to turn up and show a little bit of ability. But Tunisia, I don't think they're going to be a bad side. Panama is a different story. But England need a result tomorrow. Imagine if they lost to Tunisia. They're going home. Because you might beat Panama, but are they going to beat Belgium? So tomorrow is probably England's biggest game in the group stage. They've got to get off to a good start. Even a draw could be a worry. Costa Rica on the attack here. They're going for it. But Serbia have broken it up. Remember, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Bottom right hand corner. We're doing every single World Cup game as a watch along here. So if you are watching World Cup games and you want to get involved in some interactive chat, watch the game and have us on a different screen and just sit back and enjoy it. The best opinion is fan opinion, and you've been brilliant, everybody, again today. 4 games yesterday, 3 games today. Get involved, and remember, if you are already subscribed, please do click the share button. You can share the link on Twitter, on Facebook, and let's get as many people involved as possible. Robert Ingram says, I like the World Cup, but I'm itching for the Premier League start. You know what I think about that, Robert? I prefer the Premier League to international football. I definitely do. But any normal summer, we'd be all sat there reading transfer news. We've got a whole month of World Cup football nearly every day, 2 or 3 games. It's a brilliant tournament, football festival every 4 years. And when it finishes, we'll only have a couple of weeks till the Premier League starts. So I just think it's a great way of filling the summer. And we won't have this for 8 years now. The Euros is going to change, but in relation to World Cups, we won't have a summer World Cup for 8 years now. The next one's going to destroy the Premier League and have a winter break, isn't it? So enjoy the last World Cup. Callum Christie says the game's going to change now that Joel Campbell's come on. Chris Windle says morning. Morning, Chris. Morning, good evening, depends where you're from. Still, some people are saying Milinkovic-Savic is all hype. Depends what you think, isn't it? I think he's, I've watched a lot of him anyway. I think he's good, but make your own mind up. That's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, next World Cup's in Qatar. Anthony Martial, Gavin Moran. Afternoon, Mark. Afternoon, Gavin. People who are talking about Milinkovic-Savic to United, I'll remind you at the end of this video, because it's only a 5-minute video I've done on the United stand, which will give you the latest news on that. Yeah, it's there is a bit of an update. Free kick here for Costa Rica. Still 20 minutes to go. Serbia have gone a little bit in their shell, inviting a little bit of pressure. I think they're obviously thinking, let's just get over the line with this. Matthew McFadyen says, some say Joel Campbell was born on loan from Arsenal. He's not on loan anymore, is he? Did they sell him? The Walking R says, Arsenal have just confirmed Torreira is having his medical in Russia. Is that the Uruguayan or is that the French? Anyway, free kick for Costa Rica. And Serbia clear. Yeah, it's the Uruguayan, isn't it? He doesn't even start for Uruguay, so... Good bit of defending there from Serbia, another corner. Kieran Byrne, yeah, I think this is our biggest watch along so far. We had over 1,000 for Argentina, Iceland. So who'd have thought Serbia against Costa Rica would be our biggest viewed watch along for the World Cup so far. So keep an eye on that, everybody. 1,300 I think is pretty much the number. So I don't know. What did we have last night for Croatia, Nigeria? It was about 1,000 by the second half. Germany, Mexico could be quite a big one. I mean, how many of you are going to watch Germany and Mexico and have it on the watch along with us? And obviously Brazil, Switzerland tonight. That could be quite a big one, Brazil. So let's see how it goes. But I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I hope everybody else is as well. Like I say, if you are new, subscribe bottom right hand corner and get involved with the watch alongs throughout the World Cup. Loving the chats. And I'm doing the England watch along diligent because Xander's actually not English. I know he speaks English, but he lives in Spain and he's Dutch. So I am English and I will be supporting England, so it seems more fitting that I do a watch along, although I do have a special guest joining me for that tomorrow night. A very familiar voice. If you follow the United Stand, you'll know who it is. But yeah, I'm doing England. Savic didn't score Mini Ninja. It was Kolarov free kick. What's the most views you've ever had on a watch along, says Kenneth. I don't know. On this channel, I don't know. On the United Stand, I think we've had up to like 5,000 before. The time here, Vishnu, is 2:30 in the afternoon. Matthew McFadyen says, I like how Arsenal fans have turned into Sampdoria experts the second they were going to sign Torreira. Aren't all fans like that though, Matthew? I mean, Torreira, look, I watch a lot of Italian football. I get fed up of saying this. I must say it about 10 times every stream. I watch a lot of Italian football, and Torreira, I mean, for one, right, we've been talking about Milinkovic-Savic here, so I would take Milinkovic-Savic at Manchester United because that's the club I support. Whether he's worth £100 million or not, that's probably just going to be the going rate for somebody who's had a season like he has. That's a crap shot by him. He's just gone down in value. But my concern about him would be Serie A is not as good as the Premier League and it's slower. So is he going to be able to match up to that? Torreira is not on the level of a Milinkovic-Savic or a Pjanic anyway. He's a good midfielder for Sampdoria, but he's not one of the best midfielders in that league. Sampdoria aren't one of the best teams in that league either. So they're going to be like, oh, he's going to be a great signing. But the risks of him going to Arsenal are probably quite big. So, and he's not even in the Uruguay first team. Kenneth says it's 8:30 in the morning here. Here's a chance for Serbia. Mitrovic puts it out to Tadic. Cross comes in. I don't know how they missed that, unless it was Navas. They're sort of pushing for a second here at the moment, though. They need to, because Costa Rica are going to go for this in the last 15 minutes. Crizia Prince says £100 million for Milinkovic-Savic. No way. Matic. Ooh, he caught it on the volley there. Pankaj and Mirias were getting excited. He's going to score. Schleimer says, hello, Mark. Hello, pal. The walking R says, Torreira is going to be a good player for the future. Just because he's not worth 100 million now doesn't mean he's not a good player. He can back up Xhaka and be in front of El Nini. Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Heating up this game, says Bryn Holdcroft. Milinkovic-Savic, I think he should have shot there, but I think he was a little bit nervous about it. There's the cross from Tadic. Oh, Navas gets a little bit of a hand on it, otherwise it's a tap-in. I think Navas has probably been Costa Rica's best player, hasn't he? Oh, I'll tell you what I'm getting fed up of, and people are probably going to do it more and more now. Manchester United have not put a £131 million bid in for Milinkovic-Savic. It's absolute nonsense. Whoever is spreading that round, it's not even out there. It's not even the news on Milinkovic-Savic. That's about 3 weeks old. It's not even relevant new news. That's not the latest on Milinkovic-Savic at all. There's been 3 other stories in relation to United and Savic since then, one of which we did a video on at midday today, and it's nothing to do with a £130 million bid. So don't start thinking United have bid for him. They haven't. They never have bid for him. The most credible source in Italy is Marzio, and he says that Manchester United are excited at the thought of bringing Milinkovic-Savic to United, but they're certainly not in a bidding process at the moment, and they may never be. So that's from Marzio. Then also there's the comments from his dad, which were from Italy late last night, which we were talking about on the United Stand. So if you want the latest on Milinkovic-Savic, go to the United Stand and watch that video. And you're right, he's not worth 130 million, Jacob. He's not. 80 million is what I think he'll go for. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Mini Diver. It was something Lazio said a long time ago. United have not bid it. Costa Rica blocked by Serbia. George Kyle will be on about the blocks. There's been a lot of good blocks in this World Cup so far. Tadic has done quite well for Serbia. I'll tell you what about Milinkovic-Savic though. Not everything's worked for him today. But he always wants the ball. He never gives up. He's looking a bit tired now. Alan Basker says, Savic does not have any standout qualities. He isn't good at dribbling, no real pace, average passing range. Lazio can keep him. It's funny, Alan, because he's just picked the ball up in his own half, dribbled for 30 yards and played a 20-yard pass. But it's all about perception and what you believe, isn't it? Byron Leopold says he's a combination of Pogba and Fellaini. Well, he's basically Pogba then, isn't he? Because Fellaini doesn't actually have any attributes. Andrew Hill's new to the channel. Shout out, please. There you go, pal. If you are new, you're very welcome. I hope you're enjoying it. We've got some hardcore people who've been here for quite a while, but newbies are always welcome. Get involved. If you are watching the World Cup, I think some games like this, are they watchable on their own? It's good to have this on as well and listen to what fans are saying around the world and have a bit of interaction while it's ongoing. Ami says, on this game, do you think Savic can do it in the Premier League? Well, yeah. There's a lot of players on that pitch who've been as good as Matic, as Savic today, and you know, Matic plays in the Premier League, Kolarov's played in the Premier League, Ivanovic has played in the Premier League, so Tadic plays in the Premier League. Milinkovic-Savic hasn't been any worse than any of them, so yeah, he can. But I do agree with the price. I mean, 130 million, 100 million, too much. Josh Bradley's been here since 23,000 subscribers. Just keep sharing the video and spreading the word. Organic growth is the best way forward. Here's, oh God. Yeah, I'm very excited about Germany-Mexico, but that game is really going to be dependent on how good Mexico are. Brazil-Switzerland, watching Brazil for the first time is interesting. But we got up to 1,300 people watching this today, so that's our highest watch game of the World Cup so far. I'm sure Kieran Byrne and others will keep a note of that, because let's keep a note on like what is the best viewed game. Imagine if we get to the end of it and it's Costa Rica Serbia was the best viewed game. I would hope that we might go past that today on one of the next 2 games, but it all depends on time zones as well, because once you hit the 7 o'clock game, I think a lot of people over in the Australia, sort of Asia area are in bed. But let's see. Kieran Brooks and That's Football Ultra. I think that's what George Kyle wants to call the live comments. Let people know. He wants you all to be known as the That's Football Ultras. So there we go. Travis Harley's been watching the United Stands since 3,000 subscribers. Wow. Ross Gallagher says the Serbia centre-back, Milenkovic, looks decent. Does anybody know who he plays for? Because a couple of people at the start were saying that he's like the new Vidic. I think they're both very good. I think Tosic and Milenkovic so far have been very good. And I'd like to see how they do in the tournament, because we're all very positive about Godin and Jimenez as being arguably the best centre-backs in the tournament. But you know, keep an eye on some of these other centre-back partnerships. This one's been very good. So about 10 minutes left for Costa Rica to try and get something out of this game. Serbia actually lost to Chile in a friendly just before the World Cup. I'm just doing a little bit of research here for you. So, we're in Group E, aren't we? Group E. Costa Rica, Serbia. So, Tosic plays for Guangzhou RNF. And Milenkovic plays for Fiorentina. Guangzhou RNF. They've actually got someone called Marko Grujic, who's from Liverpool. Never heard of him. Yeah, Mitrovic still plays for Newcastle. Jordan's feeling a bit unwell today. Hope you get well soon, Jordan. We are live again just before 4 o'clock, so just about an hour's time we'll be live for Germany-Mexico. Xander's doing that. Looking forward to that game. I'll be in the live comments, and then it's me again at 7 o'clock for Brazil-Switzerland. And then United Stand, if you watch the United Stand, which is Manchester United fan channel, we normally do Sunday night 8 o'clock. It's going to be 9 o'clock tonight because obviously a lot of people are going to be watching Brazil, but by 9 o'clock that game will be over, so we'll go live at 9 o'clock. I've got Sophie on tonight, and I don't think we have got Flex tonight because he's filming something with Rants for the channel, so I think we've got Ross on tonight. So Sophie and Ross tonight, talking everything about Man United. I've never heard of Grujic, no, Fred Flintstone. I tend not to focus much on Liverpool, to be honest. He goes out on loan a lot, says Shlomo. And it's pronounced Gruich, says Lewis Brown. Yeah, I'm really looking. Matthew Dean, I can't wait for the Germany-Mexico game. I'll just be able to sit down and relax and watch that one with like a lot of you do, not having to be focused on the presenting. I can just read the live comments, watch the game. So I will be in the live comments, so watch out for me for that one. Xander's presenting it, and hopefully there'll be some funny VAR moments again. Oh, assist, penalty. No, that was a penalty. Milinkovic-Savic put Mitrovic through. I mean, Mitrovic has been through one-on-one twice now, and this could be a problem for Serbia because he couldn't hit the ocean from a boat. He's got to get that away quicker than he does. He takes a touch and it ends up being a really good tackle or a penalty. I mean, I don't know where this referee's from, but he looks a little bit... It's a penalty. It's a penalty, isn't it? 100% penalty, says Joydeep. There's no contact on the ball at all, and the player goes into... It's a penalty. There's no tackle on the ball at all. And he should check that on VAR. If you want to make a contribution, somebody just asked that. If it's available in your country, there's a $sign at the bottom of the live comments. You can do that there. Be appreciated. Dived, says David Lloyd. I don't think he dived. He lost his balance. I mean, that's the only way it might not be a penalty. But the defender certainly doesn't make a tackle. I mean, look at Milinkovic-Savic. He always likes a fight as well. Gets into loads of fights, which is exactly what United need. A lot of people saying it's not a penalty. Look. This is why there shouldn't be VAR. I don't like VAR because we've got a great topic there where people are saying no penalty. That's why I love football. That's football. I love that. That's a prime example of why we shouldn't have VAR, because if it was 0-0 with 3 minutes to go, we'd all be going, what? That should have been a penalty. But because it's 1-0, it's like, well, we can talk about it in a more relaxed manner. But I thought it was a penalty, to be honest. But I can see why people would say no. Emmanuel says he lost his balance. Lovely hold-up play by Milinkovic-Savic and pass there. I'd give him an 8 out of 10, I would. Man of the match, I'd agree with what a lot of people think. I think Matic and the two centre-backs for Serbia have done very, very well. Prijovic is coming on for Mitrovic. I think they might need to try a new forward because he ain't good. Mitrovic should have had 2 goals today. And that will cost you against the better teams. That worries me about Serbia. I think they can grow into this tournament and be a good team, but they need some cutting edge up front. They've got to find somebody. Anub says Mitrovic can't finish. How many chances has he had? He's had 2. Marcus Barton says, Savic has shown me something in the last 5 minutes. Not much before then, but quality shows through. Let's not forget, it's the first game of the tournament as well. A lot of people wanted to be critical of France yesterday, and I've said, look, it's the first game of the tournament. Yeah, they weren't great, but they won. You can grow into the tournament, can't you? Here's Milinkovic-Savic again. Strong. Over the bar. It wasn't him who shot. It was him who passed it to... I think it was Lacic, wasn't it? No, it wasn't. Manners99 says Mitrovic is good. He just needs to learn how to finish. Maybe he's just had an off day. He needs to be more clinical than that, though. He could have had a couple of goals in his account today. Man of the match is Matic or Tadic, says Callum Christie. Yeah, Tadic has been good. HTAFC Boulderson says Savic is clearly very talented. Hasn't done much today, though. He's shown glimpses. He's shown he's a quality player. It's not over yet though. There's 5 minutes to go in this. Costa Rica will shove forward a bit now. Long shot. Keeper gets behind it. Straight at him. Fred won't be a sub today. No, Kartikai. They said yesterday he'll be back for Costa Rica. He's not officially signed for United yet though. Sanders doing the Mexico match, Chris. I'm doing the Brazil game. Make sure. Look, if you're new to That's Football, or if you are not new, we are live every World Cup game, so you don't need a notification from YouTube, which is good because they hardly ever bloody send them out anymore. Just know that we're live every game, and the live chat for our watch-alongs is always open before we go live. So if you feel like a little bit of a chat before we go live, the live comments is always open. It's already open for Germany, Mexico. Just go to the homepage and you'll see the stream is open for that. So you can carry on the chat there if you want. Jay Hart says Matic has been very quiet. I don't think he's been quiet, Jay. I just think that's the position he plays. It's all about what you're doing off the ball. You know, interceptions, get rid of the ball. It's the unsung hero role really, but he's done well. Milinkovic-Savic has just lost it there. Costa Rica cross. Good defensive play there. I think it's Kolarov that time. Yeah, he's had a good game as well. You know, Kolarov is actually a good shout. No one said it. And that goal was top class. And defensively, he's done very well. I mean, Kolarov's had a good game. Yeah, you've got to get Xander to start a Mexican wave. It's Mexico, for God's sake. He's got to do that. There might be a bit of a break on here if they can switch it. This should be 2. Switch it! Oh, my life. That was crap. Kostic is not that good. Get him back on the bench. They had a 3v... All he had to do was switch that and they were in. Oh, what's Matic doing? What's Matic doing? Getting into a fight with the whole bloody Costa Rican bench. Well, I don't know. It's a bit of an odd one, that. Bit of an odd one there. Matic actually kicking off. He wanted it all there. Bit silly, but you want that in football, don't you? You want a bit of an oomph. Basically, the Costa Rican coach got hold of the ball on the touchline. Matic wanted it back, sort of pushed him and everything like that, and grabbed it. And then all the Costa Rican bench came and had a go at him. Well, Brendan, where is that for United exactly? A couple of minutes, not long left. He's got to be offside. Was he offside? Yeah. Dropped to Costa Rican like 6 yards out. He was offside. He put it over the bar anyway. He bloody better have put it over the bar because he was miles offside. But if that had been onside, what a miss. He was offside. Pankaj. Oh, I mean, yeah, I've enjoyed the game. I think it's. I'm interested to see what Serbia can do in this tournament. I think they can. I think they've got a very good defence, a good midfield. I think Milinkovic-Savic can grow into the tournament. I think Tadic, Lacic are good creative players. My worry with Serbia would be their number 9. If he can sort himself out, they could cause a problem. Costa Rica, they are going to be the underdogs in this tournament, in this group. Of course they are, but I wouldn't again say that they're definitely out because they've lost this game. It's a very, very good 3 points for Serbia. It puts them in a good position at the start of this tournament. Costa Rica, Brazil and Switzerland still to play. Good games for Stuart Collins, and Serbia have done enough, says Will Graham. So it's the perfect grow into the tournament game, isn't it? Get a win, play in 3rd or 4th gear, take it from there. We've gone way over 5 minutes here. We're into like the 96th minute. It's going to VAR for something here. It could end up with a red card here. I mean, do you think that's a red card? I don't think that's a red card. It's a slap, isn't it? But no. I don't think that's a red card. He's not given a red card. Good refereeing. I don't think that was a red card. But look how long it takes. I think that'll be the end of the game. Serbia win 1-0. They'll be very happy with that. I mean, the great thing about these games in the league, it's like, oh, we've won 3 points. That's great. But there's so few games in the World Cup, it becomes very important, no matter what stage you're at, to get those 3 points is very, very important. So 1-0 to Serbia. Good results. The VAR thing was a bit funny. Some people would have said a red. I can see why a red would have been given, but actually, I think it would have been a bit soft as a red card. And I don't agree with VAR for that. So I don't understand why he did go back to VAR for that. But regardless of whether it should have been a red, it wasn't going to make any difference on the game at all, was it? So thanks everybody for watching. Really enjoyed it. Serbia are up and running with a 1-0 win. We're back in an hour with Germany-Mexico. The live stream's already open for that if you want to get involved in the comments before we go live. Xander at 4 o'clock, Germany-Mexico. It's going to be a fantastic game. And I'm doing Brazil-Switzerland at 7 o'clock. Let's see if we can beat, in these next two streams, 1,300 is what we hit today. That's our biggest viewed watch along so far. If you're interested in Manchester United, if you're interested in Milinkovic-Savic, there was a very interesting development in relation to Milinkovic-Savic about an hour before we went live. There's a video on the United Stand YouTube channel, which is our Manchester United fan channel. Click the United Stand, type United Stand in, go to the United Stand page. It's called Milinkovic-Savic Transfer Blow. A real big development about Manchester United and Milinkovic-Savic and why it's looking very unlikely that he will come to United. Although on today's performance, I'd be all over getting him. Get over and watch that. And it's not from The Sun. It's not from a newspaper. It's from his dad. Very, very interesting development. So get over and watch that. And we'll see you on the watch-alongs a little bit later. Thanks everyone for watching. Fantastic. Really enjoyed it. And if you're interested in the Milinkovic-Savic story, get on the United Stand and go and give it a watch. I'll speak to you all soon.